guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have the solar eclipse and there are many questions and also misunderstanding related to astrological interpretation of this astronomical phenomena. So for example, who will be affected? Do we take the whole Aries sign or only the nakshatra? We have also the question of the degrees. Does the degree of the planet in your chart versus the eclipse degree, does it matter? And how to know if the effect will happen before or after the eclipse? Also, is it always negative, or is it that some aspect of this yoga in the eclipse sign will give us the positive impact and some will give us the negative? So how to understand what will be good and bad for us? Also, what events will transpire? Where is the meaning? And what is the main remedy when we talk about the solar and also lunar eclipses? All this will be answering in this video. So first of all, the solar eclipse is related to conjunction of the Sun and Rahu. So Rahu, being the north node of the moon, is not very auspicious when it's close to the Sun. In fact, it's very deadly combination, and then we are talking about the Grahana Yoga or the eclipse, and the remedy must be given to protect oneself from such type of energy. So first of all, how to understand the eclipse effect on the individuum, which chart to take. So we need to take the solar eclipse chart. That is the first point, and then we have to use the settings for the maximum point of the eclipse. For example, in Berlin it was today around 6:16. Now the second important thing, do we need to take the whole sign or maybe only the nakshatra? So for the full impact of the eclipse on your life, you need to take the nakshatra position. So for example, this eclipse was in the Ashwini Nakshatra, so it will have some impact on your life when you have any bodies or ascendant in the Ashwini Nakshatra. Now the next point is about the order of solar and lunar. Does it make a difference when the solar is before or after the lunar eclipse? Because we know that they are always close to each other. For example, now we know that there is first the solar eclipse today, and then on 5th May 2023 we will have the lunar eclipse. So this is important, and this has impact on two things. First of all, if the solar eclipse is there, then the Lagnesha, Sun and the Lordship will benefit. And reverse, so negative impact on the Lagna, ascendant, the moon, and the Karakas, whichever Karakas are in the Ashwini. For example, if you have 7th Lord there, it's good for relationship. But if you have the Karaka, Venus, in that Ashwini, then this may be not so good for relationships. So for Lordship, positive. For the Karaka, it's more negative. Now, does the degree matter here? And the answer is very much. If you have planet after the eclipse degree, so now it is the Sun and the Moon, they have 5 degrees, so the eclipse is 5 degrees Aries. So if you have Moon after this 5, but remember, it has to be the Ashwini Nakshatra for the full impact. So if it is after the degree of the eclipse, then the negative Karaka effect is after the eclipse, and positive Lordship effect is before the eclipse. So this is kind of twist. For me it was at least difficult to remember. I always have to support myself with the notes here, not with the nodes, but with the notes. So first of all, we have this positive negative for the Karaka or Lordship. This depends on this solar lunar, which event was first. And then we have this degree. So for this solar before lunar, the Karaka is negative, Lordship is positive. If the planet is after the degree of the eclipse, then the karaka negative is felt, this effect, impact, after the eclipse. So now, after the eclipse, like 6 months, or it can be also 18 years, depending which point is there. And the lordship, the positive, was felt before the eclipse. So if you have any planet in Ashwini, then first of all, this eclipse has to do with your life, and then you need to see, was it before or after? And then you need to take this planet and understand the karaka and the lordship part. Then you can get the full thing what's going on. Okay guys, if you like this video so far, please don't forget to click the thumbs up. We have twice a week Vedic astrology video coming up. We have the questions and answer session, commentary to various books, and a lot of good stuff. So if you are looking to grow in this area, this channel is where you want to be. So make sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications, and let's go back to the video. And I was talking about the 2 things which are impacted by this order. And the next thing is about the nature and the living beings, the Jivatma. As taught by my Guruji Visti Larsen, if that is the case, that the solar eclipse is before the lunar, like in this case, then the Jivatmas, the living beings, are benefited. And it's not so good for the earth and its resources. So this is good for us, not so good for our Bhumi, our earth. We can also take the ascendant of the eclipse, and therefore it's important which eclipse to take. But we know that already. We should take the solar eclipse at the maximum settings, and the lagna of the eclipse. If we take this to our natal chart, we can understand which event transpires, ends with the eclipse. And the Jupiter will show what is the new direction we are taking. So this is like a crossroad of the karma. It is something is finishing and we are going to the another karma. We are getting something new. We have the another stage of our life, going into different direction. So if that eclipse is important for you, if you have anything in that Ashwini Nakshatra, then also these 2 points could be very crucial for you to understand what has transpired and where you are going. This Jupiter planet is very important to understand the meaning and the direction. On the Muhurta, which is the starting the activity, we are taught by Pandit Sanjay Rath, the 3 degrees, so the 3 days before or after, we shouldn't plan or we shouldn't initiate any important activities at the time. So now we have the effect for the Jataka, for our birth karma, and also for the Muhurta. We also know that this Grahana, this eclipse, is very good for, can be very good for spiritual people. Many saints like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramana Maharishi, Lahiri Mahashaya, they got this blessing of the eclipse. But also we know that Donald Trump or other people were also born with that. So is there some factor which is important? And for this yoga, Sun and Rahu, normally what we need is the blessing of Jupiter. So if Jupiter is in the Trikona, like in the saint's chart, then it is showing some problem with the sun, or it could be transcending the sun. And we got these blessings of Jupiter. So this is like third eye blessing. We have the second Akashic light. We are transcending this world light and getting this spiritual light, and therefore we can transcend this world. And the last point, when we are already on the Jupiter, you can now guess what would be the remedy for these eclipses. So for lunar eclipses, which will be in the May, we are using the Vishnu Avatara. Some are worshipping the Nrsimhadev in that time, the avatar of Vishnu related to Mangal or Mars. Whilst for the solar eclipse, we are worshipping the Shiva form related to Rahu. which is Dakshinamurti. So one generic and organic, very powerful remedy would be the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. In this way, we are protected from the Sun and Rahu with that energy of Jupiter, with the blessing of Shiva. That's gonna be it for me. I hope you gained some new insights when it comes to interpretation of the Vedic chart. I hope you find this interesting and informative. If you do, please don't forget to click the thumbs up. Thanks for watching till the end and being here with me on this channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to write in the comment section. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and if you'd like to see more videos, then please consider watching this one.